Hi and welcome. I'm trying to learn Dinosaurology, today Therapsides, and after we've done it, we're gonna do stretching. And if you participate in the stretching, then it's very almost. Now we're having this double page, which you already read in the previous part, in mammal-like reptiles, and we're gonna read it now again. Now we try to get all the information together which we have about Therapsides. Focus on mammal-like reptiles, the ancestors of mammals. Mammals are all the animals which give basically the milk to their children. All of today's mammals, whether elephants, tigers or rats, are descended from these strange creatures, the mammal-like reptiles, that dominated the world in Triassic times. Okay, the mammals which are living today, for example elephants, tigers or rats, are descended of the mammal-like reptiles which lived 200 million years ago. The scientific name for these animals is Therapsides. The scientific name of the ancestors of the today living mammals, including humans, are the Therapsides. They lived at the same time as ordinary reptiles, but had certain very important differences. Let's take it as a little side quest to find out if in the text is somewhere mentioned if Therapsides are reptiles, or if they are not. Let's read it again and let's take that back in mind if we maybe find it out. All of today's mammals, whether elephants, tigers or rats, are descended from these strange creatures, the mammal-like reptiles that dominated the world in Triassic times. The mammal-like reptiles. The scientific name for these animals is Therapsides. They're saying the Therapsides were reptiles. So there are reptiles and there are then Therapside reptiles and non-Therapside reptiles. The Therapsides are reptiles. They lived at the same time as ordinary reptiles, but they're still also reptiles, but had certain very important differences. Okay, the Therapsides, the ancestors of the today living mammals, lived alongside the other dinosaur reptiles, but they had some differences. Their jaws were stronger than those of other reptiles, and they had teeth of different sizes and shapes for cutting, tearing and chewing, just as mammals have today. Okay, the two differences are the stronger jaw and different sized teeth. Okay, these two things are different, stronger jaw and different sized teeth, and these different sized teeth could be used to cut, to tear and to chew. Basically what we mean with that is, if I understood correctly, to cut. What we mean is that the front teeth can cut, they're pretty sharp, and tear with the canine tooth at the sides, and chewing the, I don't know what we call it, the teeth further back in the mouth. Okay, different sized teeth to cut, tear and chew. Maybe we're going to mention it. And that is the same as mammals have today. So humans have basically three types of tooths, I think. In front of one, sharp, then at the corners, and then the back tooth. Two of the most successful groups of mammal-like reptiles of Therapsides were Dicynodons, such as the bulky Canimeria, and the Cynodons, such as Phrinaxodon. I think we should not mention it at that time. We mentioned it with the two dominant groups in the presentation about the Canimeria, that big one here. But I think we should concentrate just on saying what are Therapsides and not giving examples. Maybe we're going to give an example, but it's such a broad description, why give them just one example? I don't think that adds to understanding, it just distracts. We should just concentrate on what are Therapsides. These are the ancestors of mammals today. The mammal-like reptiles, the mammal-like dinosaurs living there. Stronger jaw, different sized teeth. Both became extinct during the Triassic, but not before they had left behind them the ancestors of the modern world's most important group of animals, the mammals. We're going to say that at the beginning that the elephants, tigers and rats are descended of them, these mammals. Let's read on if there's anything else by the Canimeria. Canimeria was a large, heavy-bodied creature about 3 meters long. It fed on leaves and roots which it tore up in great mouthfuls with its strong horny beak. Fossil remains of these animals have been found in Africa, Asia and South America. And now the other one, the Phrinaxodon. Small and solidly built, Phrinaxodon hunted other animals for food. It had strong legs, so could probably run after its prey quite swiftly and powerful mammal-like jaws. It may even have been covered with hair. Phrynoxodon was about 50 centimeters long and lived in Africa. We have this information. Okay, Phrynoxodon. Therapsides. Therapsides are the type of dinosaurs which were mammal-like and from which the today's mammals are descended. Today's mammals, like the elephants, tigers, or rats, are descendant of therapsides, the mammal-like dinosaurs living then. There were some differences between. Okay, let's start a bit. I'm going to start the camera. The therapsides were the mammal-like dinosaurs. So there were ordinary reptiles and then the therapsides. They were mammal-like, and from these mammal-like therapsides, dinosaurs, were the today's mammals are descendant. For example, elephants, tigers, rats, and also humans. And there were some differences between the normal reptiles and the other reptiles. The therapsides, these mammal-like reptiles, for example, had very stronger jaws and different sized teeth for cutting, chewing, and tearing. And that is according to the Golan's Dinosaur Encyclopedia for Children, page 22 and 23. Isn't even on 23. I'm going to stop the camera. Now, and that was the Dinosaurology part. If you were here for Dinosaurology, you can go directly to the next part of Dinosaurology. If you stay here and participate in the stretching, then it's better on risk. Having a good and stable stance with the legs a bit more shoulder wide apart and breathing in and lifting the arms up. And breathe out, go to the side. Again. And out over to the other side. Again in. Out the hands down. And breathe in. And out one hand slides down the leg and the other shoulder stays down. Breathe again in. And out in one arm up. Breathe in and out the rib cage. And out hand down. Again in. And out in one hand slides down the leg. And the other shoulder stays down. Breathe in. And out in one arm over. Breathe in over the rib cage. And out back into the middle. Now with the feet standing together. Breathe in and lift the arms up. Breathe out one arm down. Breathe in and reach. And out hands up. Again in. And out the other hand down. Breathe in and reach. Out hand up and hands down. Now I have the legs again standing shoulder wide apart and we're doing shoulder circles. Go back, up, front and down. And backwards, front, up, back and down. And now, lift the shoulders up, breathe in. And breathe out, let the shoulders fall down. Again in. Out. Another time, breathe in. Breathe in, lift the arms up. And now reach always with one hand high. Pretend to take an apple which is hanging high on an apple branch. You turn a little bit around and then do flip it out. And to the next exercise. Legs up, arms up to T. Breathe in. And breathe out. Go over to one side. Breathe in into the middle. And out over to the other side. Again. And out. Again in. Out. Again in. And out, we're leaning onto the knees. The buffalo fighting its hangover. Breathe again in. And out one shoulder. Breathe in, shoulder back. Out the other one in front. In the shoulder back. Out the first one in front. In the back. Out the other one in front. And back. Now hang down. We're doing the Niagara Falls. Just keep hanging down. Breathe it in. And out. Again in. And out, go over to one leg. Breathe it in. Out over to the other leg. Breathe in. Out, breathe into the middle. Breathe in. And out, close feet into doing the salto angelo. Breathe in. And out. Again in. And out. Slowly back up and back at the top. Up backwards. Shoulder. And now with toes pointing to the outside. And in order to have space between the heels, breathe in with the outside. And breathe out and sink down. Into the garland pose, place the elbows against the inside of the knees, and breathe in and straighten up. And breathe out and come with the back up. Breathe again in. And out and down. Breathe in and straighten up. And out comes slowly in one straight line up. And rest. And now, half a leg just standing wide apart, breathe in, go down. And breathe in, out. Again in. Out. Again in. Out. Again in. Out. Breathe in and close the legs. And breathe in and out. That was stretching. I thank you very much and until the next time.